Hello and welcome back to ECS Coffee. My name is Rebecca and today we are going to be taking a look at the Marzocco Linea Micra.
Hi everyone, it's Neil from ECS Coffee, and today we're gonna go back in time about 8 weeks when Rebecca first unboxed and tried out the Marzocco Micra espresso machine. Stick around till the end, we're gonna tell you why we won't be selling you this machine in Canada.
So this is a day that I'm very excited for. This is probably my own dream machine. So this is a dual boiler espresso machine from Marzocco. It is the Linea Micra. This espresso machine does not come at a small price tag though. It does have a price tag of around $5,400 Canadian. So it is quite expensive there, but it is absolutely beautiful. So this is an Italian-made espresso machine with a manual steaming wand and a 58mm portafilter. You are able to brew and steam simultaneously, and you have a designated hot water spout as well for those Americano drinkers like myself. So today we're going to be kind of going through what this machine is, what it's all about, who it's for, what it comes with, what we like, what we dislike, and we'll brew a little bit of coffee on it as well. Today we're just using the Encore ESP. It's so easy to dial in with this grinder, and I keep coming back to it even though there are like better espresso grinders out there. This one's so easy and simple to use. We'll be using a scale today, and yeah, so we'll have a look at the espresso machine. So it is, as you can tell, quite beautiful. It is a lot smaller than most dual boiler espresso machines, so it has quite a compact footprint. You're about 12 inches by 12 inches by 15 inches deep. So 12 high, 12 across, and 15 deep. So it's a little bit deeper than other espresso machines, but totally smaller than most, if not all, dual boilers that are on the market right now. Like, it's super, super tiny and compact. This little dial here, this knob is going to be for your hot water spout. The knob on this side here is going to be for your steam wand. And then you have a brewing paddle to start and stop the espresso. You've got a couple gauges on the front of the machine as well. So we have one gauge on this side. This is going to be our brewing pressure. And then we have a dial on this side, or a pressure gauge on that side, and that is for our boiler pressure. You have two indicator lights on the front as well. Power and power button is red, or the power light is red. And then you have a water droplet, which is going to be flashing when it needs to be filled. You have your power button just located on the side, so it's just a switch. And then you also have a little heating tray up top. So a few things that are really cool that I immediately really liked about this espresso machine was the size of the actual machine. It's nice and compact. Most dual boilers are huge, massive, massive, massive. This one's nice and teeny tiny. That's why it's called the Micra, because it's so micro, so small. We have a magnetic drip tray. So the drip tray is secured with magnets into there, so it's not kind of wiggling, wobbling around. It's very, very secure. I quite like that. It's a small feature and probably very inexpensive, but a very, very, very nice addition. Little different here. This is also where your water tank is. So it's around 2 liters, but it's on the bottom, which is very strange. So you just pull it out slightly, and then you have a little, you can just fill it through that little hole. The whole water tank is removable as well. If you just remove this little tube here, you can pull the whole thing out if you needed to completely empty it. Okay, very, very easy. This machine also connects to the Marzocco Home app. Struggling. There we go. So it's easy to put in when you're in front of it. When you're behind it, a little difficult. So this machine connects to the Marzocco Home app. I've played around slightly with the app. There is a few cool things that you can do. You can adjust your brewing temperature, so you can better dial in for lighter roast or darker roast. You can also adjust your steam pressure from the app, which is great. And you can adjust your shut-off time or your sleeping time. After a certain amount of time, the machine will go into like an eco mode. And then you can also adjust or program your pre-brewing. So it's a little similar to your pre-infusion, but it's just going to allow a little bit of water to make contact with the ground espresso before applying the pressure that you use when you're brewing your proper espresso. So I played around with having that on and having that off. So pretty fun. There's a few cool things that you can do in the app. Not a huge app person myself, so I think I would just brew with the machine as is, but that's just me. This machine also, okay, dual boiler, usually about 15-20 minutes to heat, right? This is like 5 to 7 minutes. So very, very nice and fast. One of the reasons is the positioning of the boilers within the machine as well. That helps the machine to heat up a little bit faster. So let's go through kind of what this machine comes with as well. So I have got our little accessory box here. So let's open her up and see. We already have 2 of the products out already. Okay, so first up, you get a 58 millimeter portafilter with this machine. It does come bottomless. Ooh, so nice. Okay, it has a beautiful little engraving both on the rubber handle, which I find very nice and ergonomic, and on the stainless steel part here of the La Marzocco logo, which is very, very cool. It's a very beautiful portafilter, like very professional. I really, really love it. You would never need to upgrade this portafilter. It is super solid. Love it. You also receive your tamper. So interesting with this tamper, it is a convex tamper. So typically with espresso machines, you will receive a flat base tamper. This is convex, and I think that is because it helps to channel the water inwards. I played around a little bit with pouring shots with the stock tamper that comes with the machine and with a calibrated flat base tamper that we have here. And I definitely got much, much, much better shots with my convex stock tamper that comes with the machine. It has a really nice weight to it. It even kind of looks like a little dumbbell weight. So that's kind of cool. Great tamper. You would only want to upgrade it if it would be a personal choice. So otherwise, it's nice and solid. You get 3 baskets with the machine. So you get a 14-gram basket, a 17-gram basket, and a blind basket for back flushing. So little weird that you only get 14 or 17-gram baskets. It would be nice to get a little bit of a bigger basket, like a 20-gram basket compared to like the 17-gram, which would be great. And then if you don't want to use a bottomless portafilter, you get these little caps to add the spouts on. Now, okay, it's kind of cool in theory that you can add or remove spouts to your portafilter baskets, but everybody's wanting to move away from using plastic, especially when there's hot liquid going through the plastic. So I find it a little odd that this was the solution. Now, more and more people are wanting to pour with just a bottomless portafilter, so fantastic that that comes with the machine. However, people still do use, especially the dual spouts. A little weird that it's plastic and you don't just get like 2 nice portafilters, which would have been like a really nice addition to your accessory kit. But it is what it is. So you get these, you would lock them in place on the bottom of your portafilter and be able to use either the dual spout or the single spout. Again, not a huge fan of this, kind of meh. You know, kind of, it's cool that it's like convertible, but I don't know, it feels a little cheapy. You do receive some cleaning solution with your machine. This is fantastic, actually. So this is for your group head. So this is going to be for back flushing the machine. So this is in a powder form. We typically will use it in like a pill form, but it's same. It's the same kind of solution. Easy. It's great that it comes with it though, because back flushing your machine is one of them. It's a very, very important cleaning cycle to do on this machine to ensure that your espresso machine continues to run smoothly. You also do receive, now this is nice. Usually when you're spending money on a like dual boiler espresso machine or something that is, you're spending a couple grand on an espresso machine, and then you end up having to purchase a milk pitcher. Why? Not sure. But this machine does come with a little milk pitcher, and it's actually a really, really nice size as well. I like the engraving on it. Again, you have the La Marzocco logo with their little branding there. It's a good size pitcher with a nice spout. So fantastic. I love that it comes with that. Again, typically this is something that does not come with the higher end espresso machines, and something that you need to purchase afterwards, which I typically think is a huge oversight. It was an easy way for companies to get their branding out there with their milk pitchers. So that is what comes with the machine. This machine is also plumbable, so you can connect it to a direct water line. You just need to have the setup to do so. And I have found it, I've used it a handful of times, and I have found it extremely, extremely easy to use. Some things about this machine. So you do not have adjustable flow control. So on some espresso machines that have the traditional E61 group head, you are able to either add on or purchase with it already installed a flow control lever to be able to adjust your output pressure of brewing and control the flow of water to better adjust and dial in your espresso shot, or save an espresso shot that otherwise would have poured really poorly. You're not able to do that with this machine. However, I have found that it's really easy to get a really good shot on this machine, and I am someone that there's a lot of stuff to do with like puck prep out there right now, and I am so basic and simple with my espresso puck prep. I like a good WDT every now and then, but if I can't get a good shot out of an espresso machine without using that stuff, then it's not a good espresso machine. I want to be able to just pull it stock with a halfway decent grinder, tamp it with the tamper it comes with, and pull the shot, and it be good and able to dial it in that way. And with this machine, I find that you're able to 1000% do that. Plus the steam wand is really, really, really nice to use. It's extremely powerful. So if you don't really know what you're doing with steaming milk, it can be a little intimidating. But I have found it to be relatively easy to use. Again, it is a dual boiler, so you can brew and steam simultaneously, which is fantastic. So let's get brewing. This guy is all heated up. Like I mentioned, it only takes about 5 to 7 minutes to heat. However, it is better to wait a little longer so that the machine is 1000% at temperature. So usually waiting till that 10-minute-ish mark is even better. The longer you wait, the more stable the temperature will become, but you're ready to go after like 10 minutes. So it's perfect, easy to read as well. As once the lights are solid, then you know you're heated, okay? All right, so let's get brewing. I'm going to use my scale today to ensure I am measuring out and weighing out the correct dose of espresso. I do know that we are dialed in terms of grind size and weighing. Again, this is about a 17-gram basket, though I have found that I'm able to get closer to 18 grams in here. But again, I wish I had a bit of a larger basket. I do prefer a higher dose, but you can always add on baskets to this machine to use with a bottomless portafilter and purchase those separately. All right, let's get brewing. So today we are going to use, no surprise, Colombian espresso. So I'm going to just grab my coffee, weigh it out, and then I already have milk in my pitcher, and we'll make cappuccino, I think. Yeah. All right, so we've weighed out our coffee. I'm just going to grind it now right into my dosing cup. Again, love using the little dosing cup, makes dosing so much easier. So we've paired this machine with the Encore ESP. Now I know La Marzocco does producer-owned grinders. So obviously those grinders are fantastic to pair this machine with, but you could pair this with a number of different grinders as well. The Eureka grinders are some that come to mind. Very, very precise flat burr grinders, which are great. The DF grinders are also a great option to pair this with. Again, flat burr grinders, so going to produce a very, very consistent grind for espresso. Or any other espresso specific grinders. So the Brazza Settis are great, but from an aesthetic standpoint, the Eureka or the DF grinders will pair best with this machine because it looks the nicest when paired next to each other. So got my portafilter, flip this over, give it a shake. Again, we're not using any additional tools. We're just pulling the shot with a okay-ish espresso grinder. Not the best on the market, but does the job. And we're not using any extra tools, minus a scale for consistency purposes. And we're also not using like a calibrated tamper. We're just using the tamper that comes with this machine, so that you know that this machine is good to go without all of the extra stuff. Okay, so great, like that. I like this tamper a lot. I've never typically used convex tampers, but this is quite nice. And I find that the flow is really good. So we're gonna throw this up into the group head. And the seal is quite tight to start. So as you continue to use this machine, the seal of the gasket in the group head will start to loosen. You'll be able to pull the portafilter a little further, but that just comes with time and with brewing. So now we're just going to flip our brewing paddle over and we're going to start brewing our espresso. We'll be able to see it come out quite nicely through the bottomless portafilter. So we're just gonna flip it over towards the left-hand side. And there you go. Okay, perfect. All right, so got our beautiful espresso shot. Oh, it smells so good. I think that my grind size could have been a little bit finer, but it still poured really, really beautifully. It smells very balanced. Had a little bit of spraying, but nothing that really affected the espresso shot too much. Oh, I love it. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. So spraying can happen with a bottomless portafilter if the distribution within the bed of coffee is not absolutely perfect. Now, those things still happen when you have the spouted portafilters. It's just noticeable when you have a bottomless. So if you are having a bottomless and you are having a little bit of spraying, it's not the end of the world, honestly. But if you wanted to perfect it and get like an absolutely perfect espresso shot, adding in a little bit of a WD-T tool there would be wonderful, and you would have a perfect shot of espresso. We are now going to steam some milk. So I mentioned that we can brew and steam simultaneously. I really wanted to watch the espresso pour while doing that, so I'm going to do the two functions separately, but just know that you can perform them together. So I have my milk pitcher here, and we're gonna just froth some milk, and it's a very, very powerful steaming wand. You're like ready to go right away. Your milk is done in like a matter of seconds. Like, it's fantastic and so powerful. It makes a really wonderful microphone. So we're gonna froth some milk. All right, so we are ready. Woo, look at that. Did you see that? Look at how powerful that steam wand is. It is an insulated wand as well. I love an insulated steaming wand. Ooh, hot on the tip though, that's fine. All right, so we're going to set our jug up. I do like this wand, actually. I've used La Marzocco in a more professional setting, and their steam wands are always really, really fantastic, so. Beautiful. And my milk is done. Whew. Yeah, not kidding when I say like it's a matter of seconds. Like, that was what, I don't know, 5 seconds, and my milk was finished. And look at, it is perfect. So if you are going to be steaming milk, this machine, I would consider this a relatively beginner-friendly machine because there's not a whole lot of things with it. It's pretty easy to use, but this milk steaming is something that you will need to practice because it is, like, that wand is so powerful. All right. There we go. I'm just gonna show that off for a second. You know, I worked so hard, beautiful. Yeah, really, really fantastic. So I personally am obsessed with this machine. I love it. I am not somebody that, I've said it before, super simple. I just want to get a good shot of espresso. I want a good steam wand, even though I don't really steam milk that much. And I love having a separate hot water spout. I want to be able to pull a good shot without needing to do all of these extra things to get me a good shot. So I want to be able to get a good shot without having to WDT, without having to spend, you know, 10 minutes every morning dialing in my espresso. I want it to be very simple, and I feel like this La Marzocco, the Linea Micra, is able to provide that, which is fantastic. You're able to get really beautiful, beautiful beverages. It just takes a little bit of practice, especially if you are steaming milk. A couple things I wish that this machine had was the portafilter thing, having the plastic bits. Like, people really don't like plastic anymore. So it's odd that that is now like an upgraded version of the model. I would have preferred to have like a dual spout portafilter and a bottomless. I love that it comes bottomless, like as is, because that's how I would prefer to brew. And I love that it comes with a milk pitcher as well, stock with the machine, which is fantastic because it's always like an extra purchase that seems a little silly that you have to make. I love the size of this machine. If you are looking for a dual boiler, but the thing that's holding you back is space, this is the machine for you. You just won't have the ability to have your flow control because you don't have a traditional E61 group head. So not the end of the world, but if you were wanting to get into doing that with your espresso, then this may not be the machine for you. Again, the price point is a little high on this unit, so it's $5,400 Canadian. However, you will buy this machine and it will be the last espresso machine you have to purchase because it will just last you a very, 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 very long time. Again, you've got a little heating tray up top, which is very, very nice. The mugs get nice and warm, which is always great so that you're not shocking your espresso into cool ceramic. So it's super well made. It's very, very heavy. I love the drip tray. The water tank location is odd, but I understand why it is where it is. So I appreciate that. I like that it's completely removable as well, just in case. Yeah, all in all, like 4.85 stars out of 5. It is a near perfect espresso machine, in my humble opinion. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Cannot wait to use it more.
So we're back. I have Rebecca next to me, and we're gonna give you our experiences. You obviously love the machine.
Yes.
Yes, you love the machine. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So sorry, we're down one mic today. But we're gonna go over kind of experiences. Rebecca's gonna explain our experiences with the machine and then why we won't be selling to you. So let's have a chat about the first 2 machines that we sold.
Yes, so the first one we sold was a white Linea Micra. It was this one right here, and right out of the box, the machine was not indicating that it was turning on or that the boiler was filling. Now, it appeared at first that there was an actual issue with the machine being able to fill, but it was in fact just a connector wire from the lights, which our technicians on staff were able to fix, but they had to fix it twice. So that was all remedied and that's fixed and great, and the machine functioned as normal once that was fixed. Most likely happened in transit, little wires can come loose. And the second was a black. And the customer had a handful of issues. One of them was getting the boiler to fill up as normal. It took an extended period of time. they were able to troubleshoot the issue and fix it, and they did get it filled, which was great. But then there was some issues with the app connectivity and its reliability, which upon a little bit of my own research seems to be a common theme throughout the Lineas, either the Mini or the Micra. And it is what it is. I mean, it's an app, but it was...
Phones are different.
Phones are different, and your internet connectivity is different, and all of these things. But those were the two problems right out of the box that we experienced from our customers, and that our customers experienced when setting up these machines. And when you are getting a machine that is of this caliber, especially at this price point, you do expect it to work exactly right out of the box.
You should.
You should have no issues right out of the box, but things happen, which we understand as a business, and especially as a place that sells so many espresso machines. We know that things happen right out of the box. It's typically a fixable problem, which both of these were fixable and have been solved, which is fantastic, but not an awesome experience for the customer.
Yeah.
And then for us on our end,
that's where the problem is.
That's where the problem is. No issues with the machine specifically, just the kind of what happens afterwards. So Neil, if you want to touch on that kind of part of it.
Yeah, so one of the challenges we have, so we're a retailer, we're not La Marzocco, and what I would recommend, if you want this machine, try and buy it from La Marzocco directly. Now this is Canada, however, in the time that we've had these, I was at the specialty coffee show in the US, talked to some other retailers, actually talked to La Marzocco. And I've talked to some people that, with some fairly large branded companies, CEOs of some pretty big companies in this space, and they've kind of explained to me globally how this works. And La Marzocco, again, great machine.
Yeah,
we can't deny great machine.
Fantastic.
The problem for us is when we're selling a machine, we want to have a 365-degree look at our customer. We want to be there for everything. We want to help them as best as possible. And what we found is the distribution model with La Marzocco in Canada, and I've heard similar stories from the US, is not ideal. Give you an example, they use distributors, and a distributor then sells us the machine. Well, if one of these machines will cost us over $4,000 Canadian, a distributor has to have a lot of money to have inventory to supply these to the retailers. And quite often they may not have the cash flow to back up having the machines in stock. Mm-hmm. And so they might ask you to prepay, which you can do. We don't mind prepaying, but then you can wait 3 to 6 months to actually get the machines. The problem that I have with it was, we sold this one here to this customer. Mm-hmm. She gets it home, it's broken. And I was told, because we have to warranty the machines, so we're responsible for warranting them, and we have to train our guys to do that. I was told by La Marzocco, by their distributor, oh, you should have just fixed it. And I kind of looked at them like, what? It's not working out of the box. Even if it's a small issue, I'm not going to say, oh, well, let me put it in for a warranty repair. And that was what they expected us to do, was put it in for a warranty repair. And I said, no, we're going to give our customer a brand new one, and we're going to make sure it's working before we leave. So that's what we did.
Yes.
The second one, the gentleman with the black one, where the app wouldn't connect, we couldn't get another black one. There wasn't one in the country to replace it with. So we ended up giving his money back because he was just so frustrated with the machine not connecting. So again, the machines themselves, not really an issue. No. But if I can't, and if we can't, if my team can't satisfy a customer when something, even a minor issue, is broken out of the box, then that's not the right brand for our store. We believe that we need to be able to give the customer the best experience, and the best experience, especially when it's out of the box, especially at this price point, is you don't start taking it apart in your technician shop or on their counter in their home to fix it.
Within the first 48 hours.
Yeah, within the first 48 hours. You give them a new machine and then you take care of it. So yeah, we ended up with 2 machines. We now have to sell those at a reduced price because there's been water in them, which means we're not making as much money, and we've had to spend the time repairing it. And to me, again, we couldn't even get a black one. No. There wasn't enough in the country. Now, I am told that La Marzocco is very behind in production, so that could be part of it. It may improve.
Yes.
But I wanted to put this video out because we do believe in the machine. We just don't believe in the business model as it stands in Canada, at least, and maybe North America.
Specifically for residential.
Yeah, for residential. We're not talking commercial. Yeah. Commercial is fine, from my understanding. So, take that for what it is. It's our experience. My recommendation is if you can buy it from La Marzocco directly, do that. It seems, and I'm speculating, that's kind of where I think they probably should have gone with this. That the retail model for them was maybe not the right call. that was in speaking to somebody at La Marzocco in Chicago, where they kind of said, you know, we take care of our direct-to-consumer business first, distributors come second. So it may not be entirely the distributor's fault, but there's something not working, and until that's fixed, we won't sell you this machine.
No.
So come by and look at our other machines, and it's 2024. It's going to be July 1st on Monday. We still have a white one and a black. Do we have the black one still? We still have a white one and a black one, a great deal. But yeah, great machine, just not for us. So that's the honest truth.
Yes.
That's our experience,
yep.
And my team believes it, I believe it, and hopefully that will change in the future. But until then, La Marzocco, great machine, not for us.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have any questions about this machine that we did not answer in this video, just leave them down below and we will answer you. If you have questions about other machines, then just reach out to us, let us know. And make sure you follow us on all of our social medias. Give us a thumbs up if you liked our video. And make sure you subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with us. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.